Athletes, welcome back to another great day of fitness. We have your Bulgarian split squat retest. So if you've been following along with us the past couple weeks, this is the time to show all the work that you put in and see the benefits from it. We've got Peter, we've got Kara, and we are ready to retest with you. Your warm-up is coming up next. Athletes, your warm-up is here. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. So go ahead and let's get down on the floor into our world's greatest stretch. We are starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Now for this position, what we're looking at is a 3-point stance where we're gonna have our foot back, we're gonna have the same hand forward, and then our opposite leg is forward. We're gonna go 3 reps on each side here. So you're taking your free hand, reaching through the arm that's on the floor, and then up towards the ceiling. When we're doing this, we're always looking at where those fingertips are pointing at. So make sure you're getting a nice rotation through your upper back and torso. Next thing we have is gonna be our dynamic squat stretch. Now, we move our feet out to where we squat at. You take your fingers, put them underneath your toes, and pull your hips down. Bring your hips back up, and I want you to stand tall in between each rep. So take your fingers out from under your toes, stand all the way up, and then go back down, and take those fingers, put them under your toes again, and then pull your hips down. Now, if you have tight hips, this is gonna be a movement that's gonna be very difficult for you, and I don't want you to try to force your way down into the very bottom position for your first rep. We're gonna go through this for 2 rounds, so I want you to see if you can just get a little bit lower with each rep that we do for a total of 5 on this movement. When we get done with the dynamic squat stretch, we are gonna be going into jumping squats. So our jumping squats, you can pick how high you wanna go. So you can come off the ground 1 inch, you can come off the ground 3 feet, but we'll go ahead 5 jumping squats. At your pace, there's no tricks here. I know that the test is coming up. It's not a pop quiz. We've studied for this, we've prepared, we are ready. We get all the nervous jitters out right now. And after that, we're gonna go into 3 split squats. So we're gonna go to our bench or our elevated surface now. And this is the time to make sure everything is moving well. So find the position. If you wanna mark on the floor where your foot feels comfortable so you can go straight into the test when we get into the workout, you're more than welcome to. But we really just wanna make sure that we're keeping our chest upright. We're using that back surface as a balance point. It is not a place of push off. That forward leg is doing all the work during this movement. When we get done with 3 on each side, we're back down on the floor and we're gonna go into our world's greatest stretch again. So you pick the side. There are no rules with this one. If you wanna start opposite this time, you can. You will facilitate a little bit of a better stretch if that back knee is off the floor. So pull your toes underneath your foot, get that knee off the ground, and then get that rotation through your entire body, and then switch sides so we can balance it out. After we're done with this, we're going back into our dynamic squat stretch again, and we're gonna try to pull ourselves down into that position a little bit more. And I'll show you a good one here for Peter because this man is too flexible. But what we're gonna do is he's gonna take his hands, put his toes under, or his fingers under toes, pull your hips down. Now I want you to take your right arm and reach it up towards the ceiling. And look up towards the ceiling, and then bring it back down and switch to the other side. I'm gonna have Kara continue going through that dynamic squat stretch of pulling her hips down and then coming back up and standing tall. Again, this dynamic squat stretch is a really nice piece that you can put in so that you can open up those hips. And if you got tight hips, they're not gonna get untight on their own. You gotta put purposeful effort into this to make sure that you're working on those weaknesses so that we can get better. Because you can go a whole year without working on hip mobility and your hips are always gonna be tight. You give me 1 to 2 minutes each day, I promise you those hips are gonna be a little bit more supple than they were when we first started. And supple hips means that you're gonna be a good mover, and that means that you're gonna be less likely to get injured, and that's what we want. We want injury-free athletes. When we're done with this dynamic squat stretch, we're going back into our jumping squats again. So you got 5 reps. My camera guy is laughing right now. Josh, why are you laughing? Supple hips, you need to go reach. You need to go read Kelly Starrett's Becoming a Supple Leopard. It's a thing. It's not like using a word that people hate, like moist. Worst word in existence. Hate it. Next one, we are going back into our split squats here and testing with our foot on that elevated surface. Now, one thing I do want to point out during this is that when we're doing our split squats, the goal is not to touch the back knee to the floor. If you're using an elevated surface that's appropriate for you to do that in the range of motion, that's okay. But our main goal is getting that hip crease below our kneecap. And if you do that without your knee touching the floor, that is okay. Now, that is it for the warm-up. We are ready to retest. The tests are in. I want you guys to get your cover sheets. Make sure you're not looking off anybody else's papers here, because this is all about you and your single leg strength with our split squats coming up next. So get ready, get set. Here comes the test. Athletes, your workout is here. The retest is ready. We hope that you are as well, because we are starting in 10 seconds. Now, this timer is gonna be it's running in the background. I'm gonna give you guys a second to get set up. What's gonna happen right now is that we've got Peter with a dumbbell who's gonna test with his. We've got Kara going body weight. We're gonna go through a 20 rep count. So my count is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, up. And we're gonna do that for 20 reps. You're gonna go through this as far as you can until you see a really big decrease in your speed or you begin to fail. At that point, you're done. We're trying to establish max reps on each leg. If you get to 10 and you gotta stop there, that is okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. We are trying to beat that original number that we established in our pre-test, seeing what we're gonna do in the post-test. So athletes, go ahead, find your position for your first leg, and we will be starting in 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 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 time. That is our 20 rep. Both of our athletes completed all the way through. We got a little wobbly at the end there. Now, we've got a minute of rest, so during this time, I want you to move your legs around, get yourself set. If you need to hit pause for just a moment to take a little bit of extra time, hop on a bike, any kind of machine that you've got around you right now, you're welcome to, because we are not rushing this second test on the other leg. It's not the point of trying to get this done for a certain amount of time. We're just trying to get those 20 reps done, unbroken if possible. If you have to stop at any point before that, that is okay. That is your final score. Even if you got a 5, that's a passing grade in this exam, because the fact that you've shown up and done the work, that's what makes us the happiest in getting that consistency in. You can always go back, you can work on these progressions that we've had up to this point, and you can retest once again, but keep that number in mind. I'm gonna give you guys another 30 seconds or so, and then we're gonna get into our position for our other leg. Move those legs around for me during this rest time, because I'm telling you, you run the risk of cramping up if we aren't smart about the way that we handle this rest time. If you need some water, you can grab it. We are gonna get started in about 15 seconds. I'm purposely making this non-stressful, not rushing. This isn't like that dream where you show up to class on the final and you haven't been to class all semester and the professor hands you like a blue book and you gotta write essays. I have that dream all the time. I'm naked sometimes, other times I'm not. My teeth are just falling out. It's a larger issue at hand, I think. But we're gonna go ahead and get into that other leg. So go ahead and elevate your rear leg. We are going to start in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, up. Peter, watch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 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 and done. And that is it for our 20 rep. Now, one thing I want to point out is because I know that Kara's going to be beating herself up over a little, especially Peter and Kara are married. So Peter is a loving enough husband. He will not hold this victory over his wife because she's perfect and wonderful how she is. But it's a wonderful point to make that Kara went all the way 20 rep on one leg and then not on the other side. And that is okay, because just like life is unbalanced, often our body is unbalanced as well. And tests like this help us figure out those imbalances so that we can try to work on building up that strength to keep ourselves as balanced as possible. Having more strength in a leg than the other can cause issues with your body pulling in certain directions because you favor one side. You'll always have a strong side, but being able to work on that endurance, Kara can now go back through our progressions on this and work on that side. And always remember, when we're working on trying to build up imbalances, we don't want to overload one side than the other. So Kara's not going to use a 30-pound dumbbell on the weak leg and a 20-pound dumbbell on the stronger leg to try to even them out. Use the same weight, use the same rep schemes, and just try to get that same volume built up on both sides. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining us for this retest. Both of our athletes passed. They will be moving on to the next course from here, which I'm sure we will have for you at some point, whatever that test would be. I think max ring muscle up burpees with a one-handed handstand push-up combination. That'll be our next one. We want to stair step it and just go to our moderate level next. But thank you so much, guys. Peter, awesome job. Kara, wonderful job. Athletes, wonderful job yourselves. Stick around, you got your cool down coming up next. Athletes, a huge thank you once again for joining us for this retest. We had a blast going through this progression with you, and we certainly hope that you guys had fun and found the benefit from it and scored higher than we did on our pretest. Now, if this is your first time joining us, I know it's a little weird doing a retest. I hope you guys jumped in and tested yourself regardless, but we have tons of workouts that will get you stronger and get you fitter and just get you living life a little bit better at mayhemathletes.com. We've got a special offer right now that if you use the code ATHOME, it gets you 1 free month of programming that you can start your fitness journey right now. Whether you're looking at functional fitness, you're looking at CrossFit, you're looking at bodybuilding, you're looking at just moving your body a little bit better every day, mayhemathletes.com has your back. We have athletes like Peter, we've got athletes like Kara that will encourage you along the way to your goals and have a blast all the way there. We hope you join us today because we loved having you. Now, we got your cool down listed right here, so please, please, please stick around because your body certainly just took care of you in that retest, so you gotta take care of your body. As always, be good, be kind, and join us again for another great day of fitness.